So I gave my 2 weeks notice last week and I just got fired today. Um, Going forward, what would you guys do in this situation? Like, when should I give a 2 weeks notice as opposed to when I shouldn't give a 2 weeks notice and just quit on my last day?
So this is a good question. 2 weeks notice, right? When should you give a 2 weeks notice and when to quit?
That's a good question. Now, if you put in your 2 weeks notice and you got fired, that means
You
they
didn't
were
quit.
they were already tired of you.
Nah. Mm-mm.
Now, no, let me finish. Depending on what type of job you're doing, because I remember at my company there was some guys that I think two of them left. They went to another company, and depending on what information is shared, it could compromise the plant. So they all got fired. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what he does. He didn't really say what he does. I just thinking about it, he could have been on shaky ground. They let him go, but he didn't say if he got a severance package or something. So he got fired. They didn't. They just fired him and kicked him out. Right? That's pretty much what happened. Right?
Kinda. He didn't go into all that detail, but what I was gonna say was this, right? I understand where you're going with it, but I think that's feeding into it, right? Because the real question is, right? When should you give a 2 weeks notice, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to do anything with a 2 weeks notice. A 2 weeks notice is a formal notification letting you know that you'll be ending whatever contract you have with the company.
Right.
Now, in return, the company has no obligation to keep you on for 2 weeks. So as long as I start finding you no longer valuable to me, I could let you go the same day. So if you notify me of 2 weeks notice, right, you got to be aware they can let you go right then and there. There's no obligation. There's none. So it's like this. Once you put in your 2 weeks notice, you're pretty much saying, hey, I'm leaving. So
Checked out.
exactly. So because I've done this before, I put in 2 weeks notice and they's like, all right, because it gives them time to find a replacement. But still, at the end of the day, a company owes you nothing for 2 weeks. They owe you nothing. So you got to also know that once you put in your 2 weeks notice, you just know that could be your last. That as you hand that over and say, "Hey, I'm gonna be out in 2 weeks or whatever," just know that's your last day. So don't look at it like, "Oh, no, they ain't fire you because you already put in your 2 weeks notice." So your 2 weeks notice is serving them that you're leaving. So if they didn't fire him, they just let you know they don't need your service.
Are they gonna pay him?
No, it doesn't matter. You ain't complete the full week. Wherever you at, they could pay you.
So he got fired.
Hey, he could file for unemployment though.
But I mean, usually, well, at least he'll get a week off. But
No,
sometimes,
that one's different. So you see, the thing is with unemployment, if they fire you, you get unemployment. It's either you get fired or they let you go. Either one. But they have a strict rule. No, I think if they let you go, you qualify. Your qualification is higher. If you get fired, your qualification comes a little bit lower.
but he already got a job.
Huh?
He already got a job though.
Yeah, but if I put in my 2 weeks and y'all fire me right then and there, I gotta fill up them other days. I'm filing.
But how that don't work so fast?
Yeah, because he only gonna be out of work for 1 week.
Yeah, so it ain't gonna come in time to the coverage.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure he might be able to go to work the next week. You call up the job and says, "Hey, I'm free." They may let you come in and start working early, but he only got a few days off.
Yeah,
Taking that chance. That first check at the new job gonna come too slow.
So no. This is what you do. You call a new job and say I can start early.
Yeah,
Because jobs always give you a start date. You choose your start date. So you say I'm gonna put in my 2 weeks notice. You call up the job and like, hey, I put in my 2 weeks notice and they told me they let me go. I'm available to start a week early. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
people be putting too much on it where it's like, nah, once you put in that 2 weeks notice, they could tell you, all right, don't come in tomorrow. I'm fine with that because you already know what you have planned. So it's like, I'm not looking back.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so yeah. And these are stuff the younger kids got to learn, man. is a next one. A caveat to this is while you never share what you're doing while you're at a job. You know what I'm saying? If you're seeking for employment at a job, never tell them. Never tell people
I
your
mean, if
business.
you're going out looking for a new job,
Yeah, if you're looking for a job, yeah.
Yeah. You ain't telling them till you get it.
Yeah, you don't never tell them because they got people be like, "Oh yeah, I did the interview." Blah. I hate when people be talking loud. It's like, "Oh yeah, I went on an interview." Why would I tell you I went on an interview if I'm here? I need confirmation and start date before I could say if I don't like the job. Yeah, I'm going around. Nah, hell yeah. I start next week, knowing I got it's secure. But if it ain't secure, we're not talking. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying a word. They could do my 5-year plan review. Yeah. I'm telling them everything they need to hear. Yep, I do see myself growing. I could definitely see taking more on more responsibilities and heading into that leadership role. I'm laying it on. You know what I'm saying? So you got to play the game. Once you're in that company, you got to play the game until you exit that wheel. Any closing on that one, Brandon?
No, man, I agree with you 100%. I just think, like you said, the job, they don't owe you, but you being formal, do you owe the job?
No,
You
you
got a
don't.
new job lined up. Do I have to give my 2 weeks? I've been here doing what I'm supposed to do.
So I think it comes into play where if it's a reference situation, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it's and this is why reference to me doesn't work sometimes. If you're gonna call my job while I'm at my job, I don't want that because my job is gonna know now that I'm looking for a job. So those 3 reference and my current place of work don't make sense to me to provide because in the interest of me trying to better myself and looking for more employment notifies my employer that I'm looking for work. So it's a give and take but I could understand some jobs don't like to hire unless they know your qualification from your last job. So it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. Very tricky.
Because here's the thing, right? If he decided to quit once he got the new job and never gave a 2-week notice, what would that do to his reference?
Nothing, because he already got the job.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is down the road.
Nah, it still won't do anything.
No?
They wouldn't know. If I quit, you wouldn't know my reason for quitting. I could quit and tell you the reason for me quitting. I could give you a BS excuse that's still valid.
Yeah, I know.
I could be like, oh, my grandmother passed away and I don't think I'll be coming back because I'm moving or whatever my circumstances. I will tell you whatever circumstances that is valid to not fulfill my obligations that you kind of, you know what I'm saying? I used my job before where I know how to say what I need to say to get out of a position and to make everything valid. Yo, man, life ain't hard. Life ain't hard.
No.
If I'm at a job where I don't feel that I'm progressing and that shit holding me back, I'm going in that office and telling them exactly. I'm like, nope, this doesn't work for me. I ain't going, you know what I'm saying? I've done that shit before, but you know what I'm saying? If something is not working for me and it's not helping me, I'm out. I'm telling you exactly what you need to hear. But you got to know the people. It ain't going to work with everybody. I did that before. I definitely walked up in the office before. I'm like, this ain't serving me. They signed all the papers and we separated. We went ways. I did that shit about 2 times. It's like, and I think that's what people try to do. I think you shouldn't be scared. Yep, you got to pay your bills. If you struggling, don't do it. But if you're a position in your life where you know you can do better and you could earn more, definitely make your move. But hey, like they say, don't leave something for nothing. You know what I'm saying?